story maybe, but I'll try to tell it anyway, since it's a very interesting one. What you're looking at here is a synagogue of Capernaum, of the place where St. Peter and his mother-in-law were living, where he healed her actually also, where he also healed the lame person, right? So it's a very, very unusual find and sight actually. You know, as we said in the bus before, this is limestone, and limestone is from the Galilee, it's from the west here. This area here, as you can see, the regular houses, they were all made from black stone. Also the base of this synagogue is made from basalt, from volcanic stone, which is typical in this specific area. So they didn't know what to do with this find, you know, what does this fancy, very fancy, obviously too big and too rich for the area and for the financial situation of the people who lived here. What does it do here in this small, also over-dimensioned, you know, it was a kind of a small community here. How did it get here? Well, first of all, they see, according to the style, you see that it's a 3rd century synagogue. 3rd century, a typical synagogue from the Galilee. But when they excavated it, they found coins and organic stuff. You know, you find stuff between in the little gaps in the floor and so. Coins from the 5th century. So Christian time, of course, also. But that's what they found here. So the archaeologists, they agree that this synagogue was obviously brought here. You know, it wasn't built here originally. It was a building, you know, from the Galilee, from the 3rd century, that they bought, they carried here, and they rebuilt it here. They built it up here. So this is, although it's for sure, I mean, we're gonna see a spot here where I think nowhere else you get so close to the historical figure of Jesus. Not even in Jerusalem, I guess. But it's not the synagogue where Jesus preached, you know. But what they found is the foundation, a basalt foundation of an older synagogue. So basically, he preached here somewhere, but not in this specific building. So this is a synagogue like typical to rabbinic, meaning rabbinic Judaism, meaning after the destruction of the temple, the synagogue completely changed its purpose. You know, there were when the temple existed, there were synagogues also in the world. Yeah, but they were just study places. They were just there to study. After the temple was destroyed in 70 AD by Titus, by the Romans, the Jews had to find a different way to worship. You know, so they had to find a way where they can worship and pray, and not only study, without the temple. So this is how the rabbinic Judaism evolved and developed within 200 years after the destruction of the Second Temple, and it became to the synagogue what it is today. And when we look inside, we can look around and see that this is how a synagogue looked in the 3rd century. If you want, we can check it out now. And then we continue over there, and then I'll tell you about the actual riddle. How this thing might have come here. Because as I said before, you know, it was a very poor society. all made from limestone and not from basalt, the synagogue itself is 3rd century, but it was built in the 5th century. It was brought here in the 5th century. It was brought from the Galilee